Welcome to Beyond the Ultimate, the show where I'm trying to find the best car in Forza Horizon 5 for under 200,000 credits. This is the 1994 Mazda MX-5 Miata. It cost 25,000 credits in the Forza shop, leaving us with 175,000 credits to upgrade this car to try and beat the Audi TTRS as being the best car in Forza Horizon 5 for under 200,000 credits. Now, this car has a 0-60 of 8.7 seconds and a top speed of 125 miles an hour. It's not bad. It's got 128 brake horsepower, so you get about 1 horsepower per mile an hour, which is insane. Now, in Forza spec, you're looking at a speed of 4.5, handling of 4.2, acceleration of 3.4, launch of 2.2, braking of 2.5, off-road of 5.2, rear-wheel drive, and Class D 445. Now, this car, it's an MX-5. It's the more commonly known MX-5. It's the one that everybody wants. The Miata. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, this car is a bit of a hassle to drive. You're driving along, the car just wants to drift. All it wants to do is drift. And it's good. That's good. Good for drifting cars. If you're on the road, you don't want a car to drift. You want your car to drive perfectly. No drifting, nothing. But when you open her up, when you put your foot down, it kind of goes. It's a bit of a letdown of a car, really. Everyone loves this car, mainly for the upgrade potential. People don't love this car for it being a fast car out the box. You need to upgrade this to get its full potential. This car, without any upgrades, is a bit of a slouch. It is a bit of a slouch, and I don't think it's going to do that well around our track. Just purely based on the fact that on our track, you do need a bit of speed. And this thing, it takes 8.7 seconds to get to 0-60. 8.7. That's a long time in cars. But even then, this car's still a really good car to drive. Like, I'm really loving this car. It's a nice feeling car. It gets way. It drives pretty good. Like I said, you go around a corner, it wants to drift a little bit. Like, losing control of it there. I lost control. That's exactly what I mean. You're driving the car along. You go around a corner that's not even much of a bend, and you lose it. You lose control of the car. And that's the issue with this car. Like, it's a nice looking car, a nice sounding car, but Mazda just hasn't quite got control of the car yet. And they have with further revision to this car. The Miata version of this car is not too bad, but it's a drifter. It's good for drifting. But is it any good for racing? Well, you put your foot down here, as you can see. We're slowly getting there. We might just hit 120, maybe 110 at the end of this road. We hit 110. Look how long it took to hit 110 miles an hour. That's insane. But the real question is, how well will it do around our test track? Now, this is just purely for the basis of how well these cars perform before any upgrades. We're going to see how well it does, and we're going to upgrade our car with 175,000 credits left over to spend. And we're going to take it around the test track one more time to see how well this car performs. Let's take it around the test track, shall we? Welcome to test track. Here we are. We are going to take this car around our test track to see how fast it can go before any upgrades. Now, here's a quick refresh of the leaderboard. The Porsche Cayman is in first at 156.2, followed by our Audi TT RS at second at 158.4, and third we've got the Jeep Trackhawk at 159 on the dot. Now the rest of the track times are also on your screen to have a look at, and I've got to say I feel like this car, this Mazda, I'm going to try and see if it goes between the Subaru STI at 212 and the Mitsubishi GTO at 214. I'm going to try and sit it at about 213. That's what I think this car's going to sit. This is not a fast car, but you never know. It could surprise us. Now, we're going to go around our test track to see 156.2 is the time to beat. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Off the track here, on the line, it's not looking too good. Going around the first corner here, we haven't already having to slow down. But then we're straight into the first, isn't quite straight. And you can see it is chugging along. Is that really a question? Usually we like to go like 90 miles an hour on the field. We're going 70. Going into the first corner here, having to apply the brakes because this handling is not good, but we handled that corner like a champ here. Going into our first death corner here. Bit of a drift, but we handled it very well. Going into the hairpin bend. Again, we're going for a leisurely drive around this track because this car is not fast in the slightest. Going down our second quite isn't straight now, and we're hitting speeds of 90 miles an hour here before having to brake going around our next bend because again, this car can't handle it. But oh my god, I handled it like a champ. Going around this quite weird bend here where you think you've got it, but just at the last second it goes really deep around the corner. I mean, we're going around about 50 miles an hour and it handled it pretty well. Cutting into the bridge here, having to slow down because again this corner is tighter than a lot of people think it is. Cut around here to the straights, the car handles out like a champ as well. We are now zooming down the straight here at a leisurely 70 miles an hour. This car is road legal right now. Going into 80 miles an hour now, slamming it right down because we're going into the festival now. Ooh, bit of a drift, but we handled it really well. Going into the second to last corner. And going into the last corner here, and the car handles that like an absolute champ. Bit of a drift, bit of a kick out, but we're now speeding down the drag strip. Can this car hit a top speed? Probably not. We're chugging along. 100 miles an hour. Not know what to say, but click like and subscribe if you're new around here, boys. Cross the line at 225. 225.379. Okay. So that did it slower than I thought. So it actually is our slowest car around the track by about 10 seconds. The Honda S2000, which is our previous slowest car, did it in 2:15.6. This is 2:25.3, so we're looking around 10-second difference. But yeah, even though it did do slower by 10 seconds, that's okay. Do you know why it's okay? Because that was pre-upgrade track times. We are yet to do the post-upgrade. And once we've done this post-upgrade, we're going to find out how good the Mazda is to go around our test track after we've upgraded it. So, it's time to build the ultimate Mazda MX-5 Miata. Okay, so we have 175,000 credits to play with. So let's see how well we can upgrade this car and see how good it goes on our track. Time to run the time lapse. Okay, so here we are. So we managed to reduce the weight by about 54 kilograms. It's not the worst. We've increased our peak power from 128 horsepower to 718 horsepower. Lateral G's from 1.1 to 1.8, and we got our class from D445 to S2913. For a total of 110,000, that leaves us with about 65,000 credits or 64,400 credits, which ain't too bad. You know, we came under budget, we really increased our performance of the car. So let's take this for a spin to see how well it drives. Okay, so this is now the new upgraded MX-5 Miata. I've done a bit of a body kit change to this because it's an MX-5. You need to upgrade the body kit, and I'm holding back on the speed just a little bit because I want to show you where we get down to the straights on this track. But its new 0 to 60 from 8.7 seconds is now 2.8 seconds. 2.8 seconds, that's insane. You're losing about 6 seconds of 0 to 60. And the top speed's gone from 125 to 218 miles an hour. That is insane. 718 brake horsepower, insane amount. And speed's gone from 4.5 to 7.9. Handling from 4.2 to 5.9. Acceleration from 3.4 to 10. Launch from 2.3 to 10. Braking from 2.5 to 7. And off-road took a bit of a hit from 5.2 to 4.8. I've gone from rear wheel to all-wheel drive. That's gone from class D445 to S2913. This is no beast that you should not be scared of. This is the beast. It's not an ordinary beast, it's the beast. And when you kind of put your foot down a bit more, you kind of can see why. It's a really good car. If Mazda just came out with this... If Mazda just came out with this in the first place, then they might have actually had a really good car. But they didn't. And was that by design? Probably. The fact you can upgrade this car from D class to S2 class just shows how good Mazda are at giving people the choice. You want to upgrade your car? Do it. Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead. Do it. And it shows. This car honestly feels so much nicer to drive now than it did. And I gotta say, Mazda, this is one of my favourite cars. Now, for me, if it wasn't so large bodied, I would happily have one of these. But they're just too small for me, so I can't. That's really annoying, because I really like the looks of the MX-5. They look really like nice cars, stuff like that. But I can't have one. But I can talk about it on Forza, similar to how I could pretend I have one. But the handling has gone so well. You know, it's only improved by 1.7. But it feels so much nicer to handle. The car... Sorry, mate. The car sticks to the ground so much better, so it helps with that handling a lot, and new tyres, stuff like that. But when you open her up, you can feel, look at this. Just speed with that. Oh, no, we sent it too far. Oh, God. Oh, boy. She's too fast. It's got a 10 speed gearbox in it now, specifically designed for racing. And you can tell it's too much for me to handle. But we're not here to test out my drifting skills, God no. We're here to see if I've built the ultimate car in Forza Horizon 5 for under 200,000 credits. It's time to take a round on test track to see how well it performs against every other car that's been upgraded. Let's do this. Here we are back at the test track with our post-upgrade Mazda MX-5 Miata. Now, look at your screen now, you'll see our current track times. We've got the Audi TTRS in first place at 136.9, followed by a Jeep Trackhawk, which is my most surprising car, at 137 on the dot, followed by the Porsche Cayman, our new contender, at 137.8. 8, all within 1 second of each other. Now the rest of the times are on your screens now, and I gotta admit, if this car doesn't make top 5, then I feel like it's down to my performance of driving. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If this car doesn't make a top 5, you can blame me. But this car is super fast. This car is gonna beat few of the. It's gonna hopefully beat the Mitsubishi GTO 141. If it doesn't, then that's on me. We're gonna find out. 136.9 to beat. We're gonna go down the track in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Off the line here, you can see off the line it is flipping fast. Going around the first set of corners here, going around our bend. Oh, we hit the wall a little bit, but it's fine because we're going down our straight here now at about 120, 130 miles an hour. Braking heavily to get around our first corner here. As you can see, we have to slow right down, but the car gets right back up into it. Going around depth corner now. It struggled a little bit, but soon again, straight off. First hairpin bend. Now the issue is with this car, it's speed. It's got the speed, but it hasn't got the handling sorted out yet. Going down the second isn't quite straight now, and you can see, holy hell, it's going down it fast. But again, it's those bends. These bends really do mess up this car a bit. But it's fine. The car handles these bends pretty well at slower speeds than it does down the straights, which is, you know, that's expected. This bend here, it does it really well. Because people don't quite think there's a bit of a straight bit in the bend before you go around the second half of it. Going across the bridge now is handling it like a champ. Going down our completely is straight. Really fast. Slamming on the brakes there. Going into the festival now. Ooh, bit of a slowdown there. Took it a bit too wide. Going around. Oh, we've changed views. Going into the last corner here, and you can see. Ooh, took it a bit too wide, but going down it now, this is where the car will really pick up its speed. Just pedal to the metal right now. The car is speeding up. This is where the engine really comes into play here. What do we do it in? 142.2. Wow. 142.269. We have a 5th place contender. It beat the Nissan Skyline at 142.9. It didn't quite beat the Mitsubishi GTO 141.4. But it did beat the Nissan Skyline at 142.9. I'm happy with that. Now ultimately, am I a bit disappointed with this car? No, I'm not. It's a great car for going fast in. But the one thing this car, the one thing this car hasn't got is handling. It hasn't got handling. The car's a bit too small for how fast it goes. So when you're trying to get around those corners, you can see in the track, I had to slow. Even now, you could see I struggled to keep on the bridge there. The car itself handles pretty poorly. Mainly because the engine is too powerful. The engine is too powerful for this car. And even now, I don't know. It's a good car. I wouldn't say don't go for it. I'll just say it's not the best. It's a cracking car. It's just not that. You're gonna have to slow down quite a lot around a lot of slightly tight corners. Like this one here, 150 miles an hour. We did this perfectly. This one, not so much. So it all depends on what you want out of the car. If you want to make a drift legend car, this car's for you. Make it a drift car. But for an actual normal car, for like your first, second, third, fourth car, this is not that kind of car. But I'm not going to stop you from buying it. It's a cracker of a car. It's just if you can handle it, do it. If you want to, there's probably other tunes that you can probably tune the car to make it handle better. But I haven't, because none of the other cars are tuned. So that's just what it is. It's not the best car for 200,000 credits, but it is a very fun car. If you enjoyed this video, guys, go down below, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new around here, and check out the other videos in the playlist. we've got this season and the entirety of the series available to watch in the playlists down below or on your screens now to catch up on the season or the series thus far. Now, while I enjoy driving this MX-5 around this map, you go and have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.